Experience Karen Hunter
in a completely different way.
Karen Hunter is awesome. The podcast.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is Awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed. Let's go to, Shanice. I'm sorry. Shanice in Maryland. Thank you for calling.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Karen.
Hey.
First time caller. I've been, thank you, Smith. I've been listening for a while. I'm in Nubia.
Yes.
I just wanted to call in, and on Thursday I was unfortunately one of the employees that was in their probationary status, and I was let go. We got the notice. Thank you. It was very cold in Calais. We got a video call at 2:30. We had about 70 people on the call, and they disabled our mics, our video,
Wow.
our chats. And we couldn't say anything. There was a lady that was trying to tell us that we should get our union reps on the phone because we were probably about to be fired. And as soon as she said that, they cut it all off.
Wow.
They made us wait on hold for about 30 minutes before they sent us another Teams video message to click on this. And when we clicked on it, I think it was maybe the new OPM acting director. He never said who he was. He just told us we were in our probationary period, and at 3:00 today, we would be terminated. We would get a letter explaining why we were terminated, and at 3:00, all of our access would be cut off. So if you didn't have your pay stub saved, your W-2s, your performance evals, everything, at maybe about 3:10, all my access was gone. And it was...
So let me ask you, sis, and thank you for being a part of this family and in Nubia. The preparation, did you not, like, what in your mind, spirit, how have you been preparing since the election? Was this on your radar?
It was because, of course, I listened to Urban View. I know about Project 2025. I try to, just to, like, a little background, I left a job that I was at for 10 years. It was fully remote. I knew there was no way I was going back into an office because we sold the buildings. So when I applied for this job, I went to church, I prayed on it, and I asked God if this is where he wanted me to be, to let me know. And I felt like he told me to step out on faith. The pay it doubled my salary. So of course I was trying to, further myself. And the past, after the election, it was on my mind. I was, I wouldn't say I didn't know how to prepare for it. I was just saving money, trying to get my resume together in case something else, in case this happened. But it didn't really like sink in until maybe about 2 weeks ago. And I want to say, because Joe Madison, of course, he's always, what are you going to do about it? So about a week ago, I was sitting at the computer thinking about, they were coming after the quote unquote buyouts came down. And I was like, I'm not going to accept this. They're going to have to fire me because, of course, he doesn't follow through with what he says. So I'm not going to trust that he's going to pay me through September. So I was listening to Larry, and I think there was a lady on there that said, or a guy, he said, runforsomething.net. So I thought about it because I've always wanted to be involved in government and in the changing of what's going on. We have to be the change we want to see. So I looked on the website and I looked up my district and I saw that there were 9 offices that are coming up for election in 2026. So I decided to write them all down and I'm looking into that right now.
Okay.
But that's what I'm doing. Look, going forward, but I'm still in a state. I'm still in a state of shock.
Yeah, no, it
I'm
doesn't.
still.
Listen, I've been fired twice in my life, and I remember each time like it was yesterday. And the first time I was so devastated that I think I stayed in my bed for like 2 days crying. And, because I didn't do anything wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? So you're like, I showed up every day. Shanice did a great job. You were a great, this was not merit based. This has nothing to do with anything other than pure chaos and evil. To not even treat people like human beings, the way in which they're going about it is so nasty, but it's a precursor, which is why I'm like, you're expecting civility? You elected a felon. What are we expecting? So I love that you are proactively going to now run for office or look into running for office. But what do you think you were put here to do, Shanice?
Um, I think I was put here to. I love history. I love civics. So I think I was put here to teach because my son is 17, my youngest son, and he was in middle school during the pandemic. And that, I think it kind of ruined them. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm constantly talking to his friends and talking to him about our history, about the civics, about, I think I was put here to teach. And that's what I feel that.
You're in a perfect place in Nubia. I'm actually, it's interesting how we are so used to waiting for somebody, because this workplace will make you wait for somebody to tell you what to do next. And some of us, even the whole resume thing, I've been fighting with somebody is like, you're not supposed to be out here looking for a job. You have way greater skills and things to deliver, and you're going to be okay. And that's the hard thing to know. I feel like you sound like you're going to be okay financially too, Shanice, even though doubling your salary and losing that is going to be hard to replace. But it sounds like you've made provisions there as well. Am I correct?
You are. And luckily for me, my daughter just graduated, got her master's degree. She's a CPA now. So she told me, she said, I was like, I have to find something. And she said, Ma, I got it. I got the bills for you until you can figure out what you need to do.
Listen, this is the thing I think we're also going to discover. And I love this. Thank you, Shanice, for being a part of all of the things. We're going to have to figure out, and this is also a time to start to prune our circles of the people who are, again, coming in with their shoes on, bringing a mess into the situation, draining the folk of energy and money. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know. You all have one in your family. And that person's you're never going to give them enough for them to be fixed, especially if they're grown. And whether it's alcohol or drugs or mental illness or what, you will not be the one. Okay? Do not let somebody drag you into the abyss. But this is also a time to huddle up with the people, because there's some amazing people. And if you don't have amazing people, it's just time for you to fix yourself so you can attract more amazing people. Because we're going to be our own savior. And I think we need to. This should have always been the way forward. And I think, King in his last writings was expressing that. Where do we go from here? Chaos or community? He knew it was chaos. he saw it. He saw that he wasn't going to be here either. But he knew we were going to head into chaos. But had we doubled down on community the whole time, instead of, Brown versus Board of Ed, sounds good on paper, but what we really want is for you to uphold Plessy versus Ferguson. We're okay with the separate, because we don't teach the same. We don't love our children the same. We don't apparently pray the same. Listening to that clip I played in the first hour. We got this. We built before, we can build again. Just leave us alone. Stop being terrorists. Stop being jealous when you see us succeed. Stay. You don't like us? Stay over there. Oh, you need us. Okay, well then say that and come politely. At some point, it's going to have to shift in ourselves, though, because I think a lot of us are locked into this. We need this evil. We need this machine. Matter of fact, I just want to remind you where we are. There's a woman, her name is Sarah Cooper. She does this, she'll play a clip from Fotis and she'll, lip sync it. And during the pandemic, she was a big hit, because she captured his voice and everything, and it was beautiful. Well, she just did a little clip on the history of wealth throughout this country. And I was like, wow, she's really smart. She's a comedian too, by the way. Play the clips, Miss.
This is a sketch I wrote called The History of Wealth Throughout History. Enjoy. You've made quite a lot of money this year, sir. You can buy 10 slaves.
Oh, well, that is good news.
And you can buy 10 slaves.
Well, I'll take 10 slaves then.
You made quite a lot of money this year, sir.
Oh, that is good news indeed.
Once again, congratulations.
What can I buy?
You can buy 20 slaves.
Well, then I'll take 20 slaves.
You can buy 30 slaves.
30 slaves.
You can buy 40 slaves.
40 slaves.
50 slaves.
60 slaves.
60.
70.
80.
90.
You can't buy slaves anymore.
What? No more slaves? Why not?
Well, it's a law. What? That's just been passed. So now slaves are illegal in this country. Apologies.
Ooh, what's going to happen to my slaves?
No more slaves.
I'm just supposed to go out there to the market and see Jamal and say, hey, Jamal, let's be friends even though I own you?
Well, you don't own him. Stop reminding me. You could buy a steel company. You could buy a mining factory.
Fine.
A sheep's farm.
That's fine.
Go
ahead, buy that.
A yacht.
Yes.
A Miami condominium.
Take 3
A
jets.
super yacht. A
Okay,
company.
I'll take
You
a
could buy
super
a
yacht.
football
Fine.
team. You could buy an election.
What was that?
You could buy an election, sir.
Oh, well, that sounds very nice. I'll take one of those. What else?
You could buy a president.
Yes, that sounds good. I'll take one of those. What else?
You could buy your way into the government
And?
and control all the levers of wealth throughout the nation, throughout the world.
What else?
Well, sir, that's pretty good. I think we can stop there.
There's something else and you know it.
No, there's not.
There's something more and you know it.
I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
know what I
actually
want.
don't know.
Why are you holding back? If I own the government and the government makes the laws, then I can buy whatever I want.
Okay, fine. You can buy slaves
Yes,
again.
I knew it!
Hyperbole. What's a slave in 2025? 866-801-8255. Shanice, maybe this was the blessing that you didn't know you needed. Anyway, 60 Minutes does an amazing job of reporting. It's one of the few last bastions of actual journalism. And I'm sure there's somebody out there that thinks that they're woke because they give facts. But they interviewed 2 people who were fired as well from USAID, Christina Dry and Adam Dubard. They were both fired because our new president, Elon Musk, decided that that should happen. Play that clip, Smith.
People are really scared. I think that 12 days ago, people knew where their next paycheck was coming from. They knew how they were going to pay for their kids' daycare, their medical bills, and then all gone overnight.
All gone overnight for Christina Dry and Adam Dubard, fired this month in the chaotic shutdown of foreign aid distributed by the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID. More than 8,000 USAID employees were sent home by the administration.
They're not looking for competency. They're not looking for if you're good at your job. They're looking for pure loyalty tests. And if you don't give it, you will be punished.
And they had to leave the building. And these are folks who had decades and decades of public service serving USAID across administrations, from, George Bush to Obama to the first Trump administration. And they were never able to walk back in the building again.
There was no process. No one explained to them why they were being relieved.
To my knowledge, they received an email, and then if they didn't leave the building, they were escorted out of the building.
Yeah. So heartless, right? I actually did a podcast this weekend with Tramel McKenzie, and we were talking about this very thing because they are forcing everybody into into the office now, right? So it's not just the government. Those of you who work for like the banks or whatever, and they've been making this pledge for quite some time. And it's not because your productivity has waned from being remote. No. As a matter of fact, studies have shown people are way more productive. I think 40% more productive working remote because the stress of the office interaction. But what we aren't factoring in is this country is officially an oligarch. We are run by the people who are company heads, and they need your ass in the building. Why? Because when you come into the building, now all of the economy around the building, from the restaurants to the shops to all of the things, because they own stake in all of that, their wealth is being eroded by you not coming in. They need your dollars coming in. They need you in the building. And now it's real estate, commercial real estate. Oh my goodness, commercial real estate has been in the dumps. Guess what's coming back? Commercial real estate. And guess who's forcing it to come back? The people forcing people back into the buildings. Because now there are not enough seats for the people, right? Because for the last 4 or 5 years, people have been working remote, and they've expanded the workplace because workers are now very plentiful remotely. Now the government is forcing everybody back in. Banks are forcing everybody back in. There are not enough seats. And now they're going to have and who are in charge? The people with land. And I'm saying that because this country was based on serving the wealthy landowner class who also owned people. Except land and people look different in 2025, but it's the same old game. We, those of us on the board, in the game, is game over? Not for most of us. We're in the game. We will be played because we're on the board. And it's disconcerting, when you think about it. And it's heartless the way they're going about it, but they don't care about you. They never did. And their coffers, real estate is going up and is going down. Commercial real estate is about to boom. Residential real estate in certain areas like D.C. Smith, did we have that clip from the brother in D.C.? Did I send that to you? I hope I did. The D.C. brother.
Since Doge began discussing mass layoffs, the median home price in Washington, D.C. has fallen by around $139,000. In 30 days, nearly 4,000 homes have been listed for sale in and around Washington, D.C. In November 2024, the median house in Washington, D.C. was worth around $699,000, according to Redfin. Today, the median home is worth $560,000, marking around a 20% drop in around 3 months. There are almost 8,000 homes for sale in the Washington, D.C. metro area. Nearly half of these homes have been listed over the last 30 days.
So a lot of things happen at the same time on purpose, right? So there's fire over here, fire over there, blah, 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 blah. We can't keep up. Oh, there's Kendrick Lamar. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let me go see Captain America. I'm exhausted. I'm going to watch some cartoons. I can't. Oh, let me smoke this, take that. So let me sleep. It's chaos. Chaos is important for what's coming next. And that's why we have to have level heads, and we have to be mindful of ourselves. We have to be thoughtful. We have to know, and we have to want to know. We have to want to know. We have to demand knowing. We can't let people in our lives get away with the BS. Don't send me no BS. Did you check this? Did you check it? Second, where's the source of this? Oh, YouTube? No, kiss my ass. Give me a source. Don't send me some bull crap. And some of us are going to have to be journalists. You may not have thought of yourself as a journalist, but this is how we survived last time.
Introducing a new podcast. Karen Hunter is awesome.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're going to love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of The Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. So check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.
Karen Hunter is awesome. A new podcast from Karen Hunter.